we left Cornell University. We were fortunate to obtain a tryout contract through many phone calls just to join the Grand Rapids Griffins for a 3-day stretch. Our next opportunity came with the Stockton Thunder, which was an East Coast Hockey League team. The Stockton Thunder informed us that I would be released, and Chris said at the time, well, I mean, I don't have much of an opportunity here, I'll have to go as well. So they were required to give us some money to leave, but it was only half of what we had, because they only released me, it was half of what we had brought out to California on the expense side. The next opportunity was in Bakersfield. Unfortunately that night, as we were in the gym, our car got broken into. We had a nice lunch with the head coach at the time of Bakersfield, and he had said, listen, I only need a centerman. I don't have room for a left winger, so if you'd be interested in playing tomorrow night, Chris, we could have you in the lineup. And Cam, I'm not sure if there'll be an opportunity here for you, but if it's helpful, I can see if I can get you working at the fruit canning factory across the street. Right? I just graduated from school. I was doing whatever I could to become a professional hockey player, and it was now time to evaluate canning peaches with the local population in Bakersfield. But you know, those things make you realize and ask yourself the question, how bad do you want it? And so, although it was really frustrating at the time and I was ready to jump across the table, we kept that thought for later. And Chris ended up the next night declining the offer to play for Bakersfield because Las Vegas was coming into town, and they said, hey, we've got a couple injuries last night, we could use you to play against Bakersfield. Mm-hmm. So Chris took his gear out of the Bakersfield dressing room and put it in Las Vegas's dressing room, and played the next evening in Bakersfield. So Chris played for Las Vegas that game, and things were going pretty well. Second period, he got hit by one of these Bakersfield guys that he was just practicing with yesterday with a nasty slash, and didn't come out for the third period. He had broken his thumb right at the base of his wrist. And so now our challenges continued. I was contemplating working in a factory, and Chris had a broken hand that couldn't get looked at until we found our way back to Las Vegas because of health insurance reasons. So we got back in the one side of the car, loaded our bags up on the bus of the Las Vegas Wranglers, and decided it was time to follow them around California for the next adventure, so we could get Chris's his wrist looked after.
Oh, I know there's even more to this, because I know there was a time when you had to go home, or you were heading home, things weren't working out, and you didn't have much money, so you went and put it on some blackjack and actually won some cash.
Shall we continue with this? Or,
we have to now.
All right. So we continued down to Long Beach, California with the Las Vegas team. Chris was required to get medical attention with the Las Vegas team, and in the meantime, Long Beach called, and they had, in fact, lost 9 of their first 11 games, and the coach said, hey, I need a centerman, is anybody available? And I said, I can play center. I've never played center in my life, but Chris had a broken wrist, and it was just in you know, a bandage at the time, not casted up or anything. And so the next night I ended up suiting up for the Long Beach Ice Dogs against Las Vegas Wranglers, and that was going really well. Playing hard, having a great game. We were up by a couple goals right before the third period. You know, I was feeling I was getting great opportunity to show my stuff, and about 5 minutes left in the game, I went in the corner and tried to lift a guy's stick, but I missed his stick and I clipped his nose, and it started leaking all over the ice. And so the goaltender at the time I think he was already fired before the game, because he didn't care to stop a puck, and they scored on the ensuing 6-on-5 situation with the goalie out, and then I still had to go to the penalty box for another 2 minutes, and within 30 seconds they tied the game on the next penalty. And so I remember pretty clearly skating back across the rink thinking, this coach is gonna kill me 100%. And I couldn't help but I looked up at Chris behind the bench. He was about 12 rows up, and I think it was rum and coke night, and he had the keys in one hand and the rum and coke in the other, and he just dangled his keys. I didn't dare to smile, but we actually the coach thanked me for the hard work and wished, in fact, we could continue there, but we had to get to Las Vegas to get Chris's hand casted up, and also down to Shreveport, where Scott Muscat gave us an opportunity to play in the Central Hockey League. So the only problem was getting there. And we went to Las Vegas. We were put up at a hotel in the New Orleans hotel, and we didn't have enough gas money to get through Texas over to Shreveport, Louisiana, and we didn't have any credit cards because our wallets were missing. Funny how that happens when they break into your car. And we only had one option. Well, we didn't. We could have Western Union the family or something, but better idea was take the elevator downstairs and put a few hands of blackjack down. So we turned our $300 from Stockton. Those nice people that helped us on our way back to halfway home. We turned that $300 into about maybe $1,100 and found our way to have a nice meal and get down to Shreveport, Louisiana. And the rest is kind of history after that.
So you want to be a hockey player, do you? That's great. No kidding. We'll be back with more Wolves hockey after this.